Here in the hunter community recently, us hunters have been wanting companies to really go back to the way that they used to make animatronics and props, being, very detailed and gruesome characters. Now, it kind of seems like after years of begging, companies really won't be going back to that just because of the way things are now, which is, I guess, understandable. But I do feel like there is a way that they could still improve the animatronics and, charge this ridiculous price that most of these companies are wanting to charge for these animatronics. So in today's video, we will be discussing how they can improve the animatronics in a more modern way, making them a bit more, I guess, improved in quality and just scenery in general without having to make them super gruesome and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see here, I will be using the Lowe's 2023 Cemetery Angel as my prime example for today, because I feel like this animatronic is a good example of taking a step in the right direction and then sort of taking a step down also. So firstly, the main thing I actually want to talk about with this animatronic is the fact that it was in fact going to be a weatherproof animatronic. Now this one isn't as big as some of the Home Depot ones or like 12 footers, but it was going to be 8 feet and it was actually going to be weather resistant. You could put it outside the entire season, very similar to like props like the 10-foot werewolf, and I'm using this one as an example because this one is an actual animatronic, not like the 10-foot skeleton or the 12-foot skeleton where it was a static. This was an actual moving animatronic with digital eyes. Very, very impressive animatronic overall, and it was, you could leave it outside for, basically the entire season and not have to worry about like rain or anything like that. It was able to do that. The Cemetery Angel was going to be like that, and that's why they were going to charge, a decent amount of money for it. However, they ended up backing out on this idea, and it's now just a regular animatronic they have to put under a cover or something, and that really bugs me because this type of animatronic should be one to go outside. It's tall, it's in a graveyard setting, it feels like it would be outside as a centerpiece, and now you can't really do that. So basically, my main argument here is that I feel like they should start making most of the animatronics, at least the ones that are like 8 feet and higher, weather resistant, because most of the time people aren't going to have room in their house to fit these giant animatronics, so why would you even want them to even be inside? Like, they should be outside. And I get it would be a bit more expensive to pay for a weather resistant animatronic, but it'll be worth it. You'll be able to actually let people see it the entire season versus just on one night of the year. So I do think Home Depot is taking a step in the right direction with making a lot of their animatronics that are super big, weather resistant. I hope Lowe's will honestly fix this idea with the Cemetery Angel, because I was kind of considering getting him to put in my graveyard scene because he would be a really, really cool centerpiece. However, the fact that he's not weather resistant is really making me sort of not want to get him. So like I said, I hope that they change that idea. And I get it'll be more money, but it'll be worth it. And honestly, I can't really see any downsides to making them weather resistant. The only thing is, like, they might have to use a bit more plastics and stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like with a character like the Cemetery Angel, plastic might have benefited the way he looks because he's using like a cloth material, which it looks fine, but I feel like the plastic would have been able to, I guess, do a better job at like molding the cracks in and making it look a bit more realistic versus just a, cloth with printing on it. But it doesn't look bad at all. I still think it looks pretty cool overall. And now the next topic I want to talk about is creating a scene with or for the animatronic characters. Now, again, the Cemetery Angel actually does a good job with this. He's standing on this kind of stone pedestal thing, and that's not really like the big topic I want to talk about. It's mainly the LED lights that are on the pedestal. It's like these purple sort of cool LED lights that sort of shine onto him, giving him this like glowing effect. And I don't know why, but it's just such a cool detail that I feel like they didn't have to add, but it really makes the prop stand out in my opinion. Just something about this lighting effect just really adds to the scene, I feel like, of anyone's graveyard. And like I said, it kind of just makes the character pop overall, and it kind of, you're sort of paying for it now versus having to go out and, pay for other lighting effects to light your scene. It'll kind of already give it to you. Another animatronic that uses this is another animatronic from this year from Morris Costumes, being the Soul Stealer. This animatronic is amazing. I could have used this as the example as well, but this animatronic really does create a scene for you. I mean, you have this super tall, 7-foot tall Grim Reaper character with the book. You have a green lighting coming from behind the tombstone, and the tombstone breaks open with red lighting. It's just it's an entire show, really, and it's just such an impressive animatronic overall. And I feel like this is how every animatronic should strive to be. It should create some kind of scene and show for you if it's going to be that much. And I get, some of these animatronics are going to definitely be a lot more expensive than the usual animatronics, around $200. So these might be around $300 to $400. But I feel like, and I've said this, earlier in this video, as long as they actually provide a reason to be that expensive, I don't see what the problem is with it. I feel like Soul Stealer actually does have a pretty justifiable price with him, and however much the Cemetery Angel is going to be, I'm not entirely too sure, maybe close to 300 or so. I feel like that's a pretty justifiable price for him as well. He's tall. He's 8 feet tall. He's definitely like a main centerpiece that you're gonna want to put like in the middle of your cemetery or something. And even though his motion isn't that crazy, it kind of, I feel like, is the example of less is more. He's not a very complex character overall, but there's just something about him that I feel like would really add to a setting. Unfortunately, however, though, that really cool setting can only be for one night of the year because he isn't weather resistant. So yeah, those are my 2 points on how I think animatronics could improve overall. Of course, there's other reasons such as quality control and all that stuff, but these are the main two that I really wanted to talk about. I just wish more animatronics were weather resistant now that we kind of have that technology to sort of make any animatronic able to, I guess, stand against the outside environments. I feel like that should be implemented more on, just more animatronics in general. And of course, the setting and lighting effects, especially with the lighting. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing just the yellow and like red LED eyes because that looks weird with the lights off because all you see are glowing eyes. So if they're gonna do that, at least put like a little light attached to like the base or something, just so that way it'll give the animatronic, just it'll make it pop a bit more. I don't know, that's just my little nitpick. Tell me your opinions down in the comments below though, if you agree with me or not, and just tell me other ways you think that they can improve on animatronics. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.